Hi everyone, today we are going to be making a slab built birdhouse. At this point I have already researched 3 different types of architectural styles and I've settled on the one that I want to use. I've created a sketch for it and I've incorporated at least 3 different features of that architectural style into my birdhouse so that it's very clear which one I'm using. I also took the time to draw out a couple of sketches of the slabs that I'm going to need for this. So first we're going to start out by rolling our slabs out. We want these to get a little bit leather hard before we start cutting them. You can cut them down to an approximate size first, but you don't want to start actually building until it's leather hard for sure. If you have any uprights like this, once you put them together, they're not quite structural until they are leather hard. So go ahead on the first day, cut an approximate size for everything that you're going to be using, and then come back the next day and cut them down to be a little bit more exact. That being said, on this particular one, I have decided to include a turret, which is a rounded formation. That I do not want to get leather hard because it's going to crack if I try to turn it. So you want to roll the slab, and while it's still moist and soft, you want to create any curves that you have in your birdhouse. Once your slabs are leather hard and you're ready to start to assemble them, you want to make sure that you are setting them up, scoring and slipping any sides that they're touching another piece of clay, but you also want to make sure that you're rolling coils and then blending them in to create added support. Don't forget to add drainage for the birdhouse so that any water that gathers will be flushed out. Another thing to keep in mind is that as you start to build more and more of the birdhouse, it's going to get harder and harder to blend. So make sure that whatever you're using as your clean out opening is going to be big enough so that you can fit your hand in there to also create an opening to blend your pieces together. I'm using the turret as my clean out opening, where I'm just going to be able to pop this on and take it off. I'm also going to use it as a bird feeder as well. So I'm adding this little ledge here so that I can pour bird seed in on the top, and they would have an opening that faces on the inside of the house where they can also eat on the inside. So the top of the turret will be removable just so that I can access it to put bird seed in. Since one of my defining features for the Victorian house is a slate roof, I am going to add quite a bit of texture for the roof, but first I want to make sure that it's nice and smooth so that the texture doesn't look like it's hiding something. Although making a birdhouse from ceramics is considerably more weatherproof than something like wood, it should be more long lasting, but I would recommend bringing it in for the winter because the freezing and thawing might be able to get under the glaze and crack the glaze. I'm also adding different textures for the siding to create a little bit more interest. I'm going to create a false door where the front door should be, because if I put the entrance for the birds there, then they will just run into a nest, or there will be no room for them to create a nest at the bottom. So the entrance for the birds will actually be this decorative window at the top. As of right now, this is still an unfinished piece, but once it's finished, I will be sure to make it the thumbnail so you guys can check it out.